Hi everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss what you need to think about before you buy a crypto. It's not as easy as just looking at the internet and just buying a crypto, right? Because that's what most people do, and most people, they lose money. So let's go through these 5 points what you need to do before you invest. Alright, so the first one. What are you buying? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Because if you don't know what you're buying, how on earth do you know that you're going to get a result out of it? How do you know it's not going to go to zero? Oh yeah, Dennis, I'm going to buy Shiba Inu, or I'm going to buy this crypto no one have heard of because I've read it on Facebook. And I've seen maybe, it's gone up to 1,000%. I'm going to jump in on the next big thing. Oh, this crypto went up 1,000% yesterday. I'm going to go in. Alright, that's great, but there are a few questions you need to ask yourself. Because for me at least, I want to make sure that the money I have earned, hard-earned those money, I want to make sure that I put them in something that I believe in, right? And how do you know that you can believe in it? Well, the first thing would be here that you need to check the team. Make sure they have a superhero. Make sure that one player in that team has built a business before, for God's sake, right? And of course that they have more than 15 years of experience. That's what we look for. And the second thing would be make sure they also have partners. I mean, like Stellar Lumen. Let's make sure, right, that they have a partnership with IBM. How amazing is that? Also make sure that the team involved, I mentioned the team just now, but I just want to mention a person. If Elon Musk would start a cryptocurrency, if Bill Gates would do it, if some of these giants, Richard Branson, if they would start something, I would be all in because I know they can build businesses. But if a teenager that's never built a business before, I would think twice before investing. And the third thing would be, there's so many things, I'm going to just tell you a few of them so you can start doing your research. But one of them is also, what are they doing with their money and what are their tokenomics? Tokenomics will just means that since you're buying into the company, you get tokens in return, much as you're getting shares if you're buying a company. All right, so what this means is if they have, like Shiba Inu, just an example, no, I'm not investing into it, you do your research. But just to give you an example there, have you thought of that they actually have an unlimited amount of coins, which means, and Dogecoin by the way is the same, which means that they can print money essentially, it's not limited. And what will happen to the price long term then? I don't know. I'd rather invest into something like Bitcoin where they have 21 million coins and it's not going to be more created. And some say, Dogecoin is now at $0.2 and it can go up to $1 million. Do you know where the market cap would be then? It's ridiculous. I want to make sure that's the case, okay? So I want to make sure that they actually have a limited amount of tokens. Theta is another example. They only have 1 million coins and there will always be 1 million coins. And it's already out in circulation. It's capped. They're not going to be able to print anything more. And that I really like. Next up here would be what they do with the money, right? So check out, read their white paper. Very important, read their white paper. And the white paper is a business plan, and see how they allocate the money. Do they have any experience in marketing, any experience in sales? Because those are crucial parts of the business they're creating as well. And next up, make sure they solve a unique problem as well, a unique situation. Like Ethereum is going to be Internet 2.0. They actually solve a major problem. But if someone comes out and have created a game, do they really solve a big problem? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Dogecoin, does that really solve a big problem, or does it do what most cryptos does? Right, act as a payment. We just need to make sure that what we invest in is good. So make sure you do that research. Number 2 here will be, what risks are involved? Well, you need to identify the risks here. And my rule of thumb is that I go to my logical corner. If I invest into something that promises me huge returns, or compared to Bitcoin, well, I would, of course, invest less money. If it's the more risk it is, the more unknown the project is, the newer it is, the less money I invest. It's okay to invest into any project if you just invest a small amount. $10, $50, $500, whatever that is a small amount for you. But I would really invest a lot more in something stable, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum as an example. So make sure you look at the risks involved, and with that, adapt it to what you're doing. Where most people go wrong, they put all their money and put it in a crypto they never heard of because they promise great returns. But the risk is way too high and they lose money because of it. Number 3, the strategy, right? We need to look at the strategy as well. So what strategy are you using for buying? It really goes into the risk a bit as well. They're all related. But what risk or what strategy are you using to buy? Are you using DCA? You're putting in a small amount every month? Or are you mortgaging your house, putting that in, all those money into a crypto no one's ever heard of? Make sure you have a solid strategy that tells you what you're gonna buy, when you're gonna buy it, how much you're buying with, what are the risks, how much are you risking, when you're gonna sell with a loss, and when you're gonna sell with a profit. Make sure you write those down. And we use strategies such as the CCA, the small cap, contrarian momentum, slingshot, and breakout, where we have all those criteria filled. So we know what to do before we do it. And just to give you an analogy there, would you drive a car without knowing what to do? Would you ever drive a car without knowing where you're going? Yeah, then I'm just going to drive the car and see what happens today. Usually we don't do that. Usually we drive the car and knowing our destination. The same is true for investing in cryptos, all right? The 4th thing I want to mention today is the time frame. Because if you invest in Bitcoin, most people actually lose money, interestingly enough, even though Bitcoin has been the asset class that's gone up the most over the last 10 years. It's up more than 100% a year on average. Yes, it's going down right now. Maybe you say, depending on when you're watching this, yeah, the market is down 74%. And what are you talking about? On average, right? On average, it's going up 100% per year. Some years it's going down 70%, but some years it goes up hundreds of percent. And that's what we want to use. So you need to know your time frame. For me, 3 to 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. I know it will happen, it will go up again, I just don't know when. So you need to ask yourself, what's your time frame? Because if you're looking to be in for 2 months and then sell, it's gambling, guys. It's gambling. You need to make sure you're sure what your time frame is. Because if you're in for the next 3 to 5 years, no problem. You can sleep at night. But if you need your money in 2 months, we have a problem. So do make sure you look at that. The 5th thing I just want to touch upon is your allocation. And the only thing I want to say about this is we invest 30% in cryptos, all our money, our net worth, 30% in cryptos, because it's more risky than stocks, property, etc. So therefore we want to allocate less. And within that, Bitcoin would be the one I would buy the most in, and the crypto no one has heard of, I would buy the least, right? To put the least amount of money in there. Most people do the opposite. So it was a lot of information packed in quite a short amount of time, but I do hope you got some golden nuggets out of this, because there sure were some in there. So hopefully you can use this. So if you like this content, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like the video, and also comment below, what strategy are you using currently? And of course, don't forget to press that alarm bell as well to get notifications when we're sending out a new video. So with that being said, I cannot wait to see you in the next video.